Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kayla and it's time to crack into a good book. So today's video is going to be just like, hopefully a shorter one, just wrapping up the Read the Olympics readathon. I meant to do this earlier, but you know, grad school stuff has kind of gone to shit, so I have just been postponing doing this. I think this was pretty successful overall. In terms of how I did personally, I read, I think, like 37 different books in this time span, so that I feel pretty good about that. It looks like I got 30 gold medals, 2 silver, and 3 bronze. There were 5 sports where I didn't get any medals, and I'm kind of bummed about that, but I was also just doing mood reading, so all in all, I feel like this was pretty successful, personally speaking. Hosting it, I had all these grand plans for things that I wanted to do, and then didn't really do any of them, so I do feel kind of bad about that, but hopefully everybody had fun just competing for the medals, using the prompts. If I were to do this again, I feel like I would like to do more reading sprints and movie watching and stuff like that, like I had kind of talked about, but honestly, it just kind of got to be too much for me. It just, grad school stuff has kind of been pretty bad lately. I just didn't really have the capacity to do all that, but I mean, hopefully I will graduate soon, and if I were to do this again in the future, hopefully I would be able to actually have some bandwidth to do more fun things. But anyway, I was kind of looking over the forms and everything, so I guess I will just go over the general results first. So overall, I think in the future, if I were to do this again, there was a lot of confusion, I think, with this, filling out this form, so in summarizing this, I just went with what everybody said and just trusted that everyone filled out the forms properly, though there were some confusing things sometimes. So I don't know, I feel like I could have done a better job clarifying that, and I think if I were to do this again in the future, I think it would probably be easier, honestly, just to have everybody submit one form per event that they complete. There was some combination of people forgetting to submit forms and just misremembering what medals they'd already achieved and stuff like that, but so I feel like that's a lessons learned sort of situation here. But again, yeah, I was going off of, and all these results, I'm going off of what everybody wrote and trusting that you did in fact fill out the form properly. There was a pretty good range of countries here. I think, let's see, we had the US, which I decided to ultimately compete for because I was I mean, why not? I don't know what else I'll go for. We had Brazil, Venezuela, Spain, Israel, the UK, Singapore, Saudi Arabia, Finland. We had Great Britain, another Singapore, India, and Scotland. I mean, I realize, Scotland and, well, Great Britain is a landmass that's part of the UK, but, whatever. I'm counting it as people wrote it. But in terms of the total medal count, ignoring which medal it was, Scotland had 40, the US had 37, Brazil had 30, the UK had 30, Israel had 20, Singapore had 18, Venezuela had 17, Great Britain had 4, Spain had 3, and then Saudi Arabia, Finland, and India all had 1. So I don't know, I feel like this was pretty successful overall. For gold medals, our winner was Scotland. Scotland had 33 gold medals, the US had 32, Israel had 20, Brazil had 19, Venezuela had 17, Singapore had 12, the UK had 9, Great Britain had 3, and Spain had 3. For silver medals, the UK had 9, Brazil had 7, Singapore had 4, Scotland had 3, the US had 2, and then India and Finland were tied at 1. And finally, for bronze medals, the UK had 12, Brazil and Scotland both had 4, the US had 3, Singapore had 2, and Great Britain and Saudi Arabia had 1. In terms of individual medals, let's see, we had Mariana for Brazil with 19 gold, 7 silver, and 4 bronze. I was trying to count how many books people read for just all the forms that they submitted, and this is kind of a guesstimate because I was just looking back through and kind of doing a kind of half-assed job of trying to remember how many unique books there were, but I'm pretty sure Mariana had 16 books with 30 medals. Then we have Angela from Literature Science Alliance, who went for Venezuela, and she had 17 gold and I think 8 books. We have Incorrect the Valiant for the US with 2 gold, and I think it was 4 different books covered this. Then we had Lena from Sufficiently Advanced Lena for Spain with 3 gold medals and 9 books. We had Kupo 26 for Israel with 20 gold medals and 6 books. We have Little Menagerie for the UK with 8 gold, 4 silver, and 9 bronze. And I'm pretty sure there were 5 books here covering all of those. Then also for the UK, we have Little Niamh. No idea if I'm pronouncing that right. I looked it up. I'm pretty sure this is an Irish name, and I've never actually heard it pronounced before. But I seem to remember in one of Juliet Marillier's books there was a character that had this name. And, I kind of knew how to pronounce it, so I'm doing my best. But anyway, so they had 1 gold, 5 silver, 3 bronze, and I think there were just 2 books that I had seen listed there. Mouse Key C for Singapore had 5 gold, 1 silver, and I think there were 17 books that covered this. We have Nabiha, I believe, for Saudi Arabia with 1 bronze and 1 book. We had Rhea from the Book Finch for Finland with 1 silver and 2 books covered this. We have Indulgent Readers from Great Britain with 3 gold, 1 bronze, and they had 5 books, I believe, total. Summer Regrets for Singapore had 7 gold, 3 silver, I think, and 2 bronze. And I believe they read 28 books. For, the Literary Artisan for India had 1 silver and 1 book covered both of these. And then we have Tori from A Scotch Lass Reads for Scotland, and I mean, my God, just epic results here. 33 gold, 3 silver, 4 bronze. I believe there were 36 books, but that's very impressive. Tori read something for each category, which that's a lot of work. Even I, I think, what did I say? There were 5 categories I didn't read, which I'm kind of bummed about that. I kind of wish I had planned my TBR a little bit more. But anyway, yeah, so Tori definitely won this readathon. Very impressive. Congratulations to Scotland and Tori for doing an excellent job at reading the Olympics. I think that's basically all I wanted to go over, but if anyone wants to know any additional details, let me know. And I can try to just answer in the comments or whatever. I hope you all had a fun time doing the Read the Olympics readathon. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the readathon, and if I were to do this again in the future, perhaps for the Winter Olympics, what do you think worked well in this readathon? What would you add? What would you change? Any of that constructive feedback is always helpful. So with that, I hope you're all having an excellent day and are reading something awesome. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, as that would certainly help me out. But with that, I think I'm going to wrap it up here and see you in the next one.